لمسات لليوم مواهب متنوعة قدرت تبرز وتتميز كل وحدة بمجالها. ورشة عمل بطاولة بتشاركنا فيها سالي بارنز مهاراتها بتدخين الأسماك. The Edge Collection بيروت مجموعة جديدة من تصاميم المفروشات والإضاءة لطارق قصوف بتعكس جوانب متعددة من المدينة. صناعة مجسمات من الطين، اعطاء قصة وهوية وتحريكها مع محمد بن آرا. تحية لأسماء كبيرة طبعت عالم الموضة الإسبانية بمعرض تحت عنوان Trend Spotters The Main Names of Spanish Fashion. وبنبقى مع الموضة الإسبانية واسم له وقع كبير وهو المصمم أدولفو دومينغيز. حلقة جديدة ومنوعة من لمسات، تابعونا. من إيرلندا للبنان مديرة ومؤسسة وودكوك سموكري سالي بارنز بتشاركنا شغفها ومهارتها بتدخين الأسماك. بدأت بمنزلها للمحافظة على الأسماك الزائدة اللي كان يحضرها زوجها الصياد، وقررت من بعدها تخوض مغامرة افتتاح معمل تدخين أسماك أو سموكري خاصة فيها لتلاقي نجاح كبير محلي وعالمي وتحصد جوائز عديدة. تقنيات أجدتها وطورتها من سنة 1981 للحفاظ على منتج صحي وطعم طازج وفريد. فريق لمسات بيتوجه على مطعم طاولة للمشاركة بفيش سموكينج كلاس مع سالي بارنز.
I was born and raised in Scotland, so I'm a Scottish woman. I was married to a commercial fisherman for 30 years, and when I moved to Ireland, I had 2 babies, 2 children, no family, no job, no work for women. I live in quite a rural part of southwest Ireland. It's very, very beautiful, but very little employment. So, married to a commercial fisherman, he used to bring home exquisite fresh fish. We had no freezer, so we had no means of saving fish when we had fish, for times when we had no fish. So, we were talking one evening about how did people manage before? How did they preserve fish 50 years ago, 100 years ago? And they used to smoke it. So we started experimenting, trial and error all the way, trial and error. I knew that it had to be salted. When you salt material, salt food, it draws water out. All bacteria need water to replicate in. So the principle of smoking is to remove some of the water so there's not so much for bacteria. Wood smoke has antimicrobial properties as well, so we were just not causing the cessation of deterioration, but just slowing it down. Smoked gave it a different flavour and helped conserve it a little. To this day, this is 35, 40 years ago, to this day I do cold smoke, so you don't cook the flesh, or hot smoke, where you're cooking the product. For all fish except the salmon, I brine. For the salmon, I dry salt, which is a completely different process, much slower. It takes a lot longer, but it gives a much better product. Salmon's an oily fish, so it takes a long time for the salt to penetrate through the flesh and the muscle. Everything I do is done by hand. I oversee every single aspect of what's going on. I don't use any dyes or any additives. All I add is salt and wood smoke and lots of time and lots of love. You know, you have to love what you do. The industrial applications use commercial dyes the colour on the fish that I process comes from the wood smoke. Nowadays you can buy a dye and a smoke flavour that you mix with salt in water, dip the fish 10 minutes, and they can call that smoked. So they're not losing any weight, so you're buying a lot of water, and it's expensive water. In 2006, my daughter, who was working with me at that moment in time, helped us win the Supreme Champions Award at the Great Taste Awards. That year there were 6,500 food products entered, only one winner, and we won it for the wild smoked salmon. So for me, that was the absolute pinnacle of my career. That was my peers, you know, people who understand food on a wider basis than I do. I understand fish. It was the most humbling and wonderful experience. They sell well. That's what it's about. Maybe 12 years ago I met Kamal at Slow Fish in Genoa and instantly thought, what an extraordinary human being he is. And he's been saying to me, you must come to the Lebanon, and I've longed to come here. So this is us here for just a week, and I'm teaching home smoking. People can do what I'm practicing at home. This is a system for cooking and smoking on a barbecue or a grill where you keep the fish moist. You're not drying it out. You're giving it a gentle, delicate flavour of hardwood smoke. This is a mixture of beech and oak. Beech, oak, shen. You know that they make barrels for wine out of. I've tried walnut, pear, plum, cherry wood, almonds, olives. Any of those woods would be stunning. Basic steps. First step, choose your fish very carefully. It has to be very, very fresh. Bright red gills, bright eyes. Every fish that I've seen in every fish shop and market here has been like that. Stunning, beautiful. Clean your fish. I don't bother scaling the fish. Clean it, take the gut out, fillet it if it's small, wash it again, and then I make up a brine, which is just sea salt and water. It has to be quite a strong brine. Fish or an egg or a potato will float in it. This brine is not strong enough. Do you see that? The fish is sitting on the bottom. After the brining process, I put the fish on the racks. Before I do that, I've already got the wood to start generating smoke. Then I put the fish on the rack, on top, above the shavings, and just a sheet of aluminium foil over the top to hold in the moisture and the smoke. And then it's quite simple, really. Leave it for 20 minutes until the fish is cooked through. It's done. My future plans are to go much more into consultation and teach young people the skills that it's taken me a lifetime to learn. I need to pass them on. I feel that it's important to pass them on as a woman who created her own employment in her own small environment. I feel I can help women elsewhere and teach them to become independent.